All of these, for just a second, gives us a whopping 39 status and condition markers. Wow, what a great video. Fully comprehensive with nothing to add on to and no follow-up required.
Part 2 of the video. Second one, did you forget so? This guy stinks.
Fine, we'll do a part 2. Alright, let's start with addressing some comments people had on the first video, starting with all the things that were suggested that don't actually work. Multiple abilities. People pointed out that you get a condition marker for Flashfire. Why not get Flashfire, activate it, and then swap it off to another ability to get another marker and then rinse and repeat? Unfortunately, when you lose an ability, you also lose any conditions activated by that ability, so the Flashfire buff would just disappear. So no dice on that one. You fool. What about just one ability marker? Even if we use a status like Burn instead of Toxic, if we swapped our ability from Magic Guard to, say, Supreme Overlord to get a condition just for having an ability, the damage being taken from Curse, Burn, Leech Seed, and Salt Cure is just too much to offset, especially when the Embargo and Heal Block statuses stop us from healing back any damage taken. We'd have to use Skill Swap at the very last second, and we simply don't have a spare move during the final steps of the setup. Many people asked why we didn't use Soak for an additional typing, but they failed to realize that Soak overrides all the target's types and replaces them with just the water type. That could be useful to us, but want to know what else replaces and overrides types? Using Transform, so we already have that one covered. Obviously. Idiot. Sorry, I'll stop. I know I said in the previous video that we could only get Drowsy or Nightmare, but in the final result we didn't use either. This was because we needed to commit to Drowsy since Nightmare would require the victim to be asleep and therefore wouldn't be able to use Bide. But Drowsy only lasts until the end of the next turn and would have to be used before the burn or poison effect would have to be applied, since you can't use Drowsy on a status Pokemon but you can status a Drowsy Pokemon. This would require both Drowsy and the status move to be used in the final turns of the setup, and as we've already mentioned, we literally can't fit in any more moves. Some people pointed out that if Forest's Curse was being avoided due to it making the Pokemon immune to Leech Seed, to simply use it after the victim is seeded, but as it turns out, Trick or Treat and Forest Curse are mutually exclusive anyway, so using one overrides the other, so it all worked out in the end. Glaive Rush seems like a great choice since the in-game text tells you the effect is active until the end of the next turn. Except that's not actually how it works. The effect only lasts until the user's next action, so if you used Glaive Rush and then Bide the next turn, the Glaive Rush status would disappear before the Bide status appears. Finally, here's just a quick list of moves you would think would register and give you a status for, but nope, they're just there in the chat box and you have to remember them. Block, Mean Look, Quash, Lucky Chant, Lock On, Mist, Safeguard, and probably quite a few more that I've missed. Alright, now let's talk about what people pointed out I got wrong and could have maybe fit in if I was a little cleverer. Laser Focus leaves the user with a condition that lasts until the end of the next turn. It's unlikely since we'd have to use the move through Confusion and Infatuation, but it should be possible to Laser Focus on the turn just before the last, then use Bide on the very last turn to get an extra condition. Another easy one we missed was No Retreat. This one is great because not only does it give us a new status, it also Omni Boosts, which means we don't need to dedicate moves to boosting or lowering attack, defense, special defense, or speed. Another two I just completely missed are Octolock and Autotomize. No excuses there, just kind of forgot about them. Nobody pointed this out, but something we could have done was make our victim transform into a Smeargle that had used Reflect type to copy the typings of Sigilyph, giving our victim an extra typing marker and giving it 3 types total. Every second comment pointed out that I missed out on a very easy Minecraft related joke, so look out for that one later in the video, and I expect everyone to laugh at it. I will be checking. Finally, not a single person mentioned it, but they added a new condition like a week after I uploaded the video in the first DLC wave. Diplin's signature move, Syrup Bomb, gives the Pokemon the Syrupy status which lasts for 3 turns, so we maybe could have fit that one in. For now, if we abide by the regular rules, we can add Octolock, Autotomize, No Retreat, and Laser Focus to our status list, as well as an extra type marker. Unlikely, but we could maybe fit in Syrup Bomb as well. An additional 5, maybe 6 condition markers is pretty decent, but it seems to be about the upper limit while restricting ourselves to the rules of the in-game Pokemon engine. However, as a few people pointed out, we're not playing in the in-game Pokemon engine, are we? We're on the Pokemon Showdown client, so why not go a little crazy with it? Welcome to custom game triple battles. Did you know you can just give Pokemon like 24 moves and they're not even restricted to ones they should be able to learn? We're stuck in the Gen 6 rule set for the game, but with custom rules we can still use Pokemon from later generations. But there are a few minor differences between this gen and Gen 9, which we were using previously. The main one we care about is that the charge condition is no longer permanent. It only lasts now until the next move, just like Glaive Rush, making it pretty useless to us. Alright, time for the setup, just like last time except with those few extra conditions, so we're going to speed up through this in a second. Only part of the setup I think is worth mentioning is we get Voltorb to use Memento to make itself faint, and I'll explain why in a minute. I just want to say while I have the time now, during the original video I asked if people could subscribe to get me over the 2,000 subscriber mark, and within a month I had hit 10k because of the insane support it received. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the stuff I make. I adore doing it, and knowing people actively enjoy the videos I make genuinely makes my day. Alright, time for the final 4 turns, where things get tricky. We open with Perish Song, Heal Block, Embargo, Disable, and Infestation. Next turn goes Attract, Syrup Bomb, Confuse Ray. Those of you paying attention might notice we only use 3 statuses this turn. This is because we are literally out of statuses to use. If they create 3 or more statuses that last 2 or more turns, this turn is where we'd put them, but for now we just have empty space. Second last turn now, and Victim uses Laser Focus, Ribombee uses Yawn, Igglybuff uses Taunt, Aipom hits a Throat Chop, Smeargle tricks Air Balloon onto Victim, and Ghastly Will-O-Wisps to burn. Final turn now, Aipom Helping Hands, Smeargle sets up Spotlight, Ribombee uses Powder, Igglybuff uses Skill Swap to give Victim Supreme Overlord, which activates because of the fainted Voltorb, and Victim hits itself in Confusion. It would have Hyper Beamed though, giving it the recharge status. I promise I tried many times, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get a replay where Victim moved through Attraction and Confusion twice in a row. To finish it off, Ghastly uses Encore, and every Pokemon faints to Perish Song. Here's what it looks like if we pause just before everyone faints, and we remove all other sprites on screen. Take your screenshots now. Oh right, nearly forgot. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. Helps me a lot more than you'd think, and it tells me people like this kind of video. Huge shout out to my patrons, especially my tier 3 patrons, Eamon Crawford, John Barrett, Sean Colgan and Zed the Man, as well as my tier 2s, Avery Bunn, Frostfucks, Peter Clare Lomax, Sean Wang and Where is Spacebar, as well as all my other patrons and everyone who supported me this far. This year has been absolutely crazy. I started with a goal of 1,000 subscribers, I hit that pretty soon, I changed my goal to 2,000, and in August I just shot up way past any goal I would possibly ever set. So thank you so much if you've been with me at any point in this journey. I'm really excited to see what next year brings, and I hope you'll be watching in the new year. I can't speak without a script. It is really difficult. I hope this content's good. I'm obviously padding a little bit for runtime, but I mean I could have stopped like 10 seconds ago, but I mean I'm just going now. Am I winning? Is the random battle content good? Am I doing some crazy play? Was that good? Was that good right there? Was that a play? I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure.